it's a pain in the butt. You hit your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to the one, the only, the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, where we have a bumper edition episode spectacular coming your way in both visual and audio format. We have the original quartet of Mick, myself, Kieran, and Jacob, but we are also going to be joined today by the Golf Girls, so please stay tuned. We have Jenny Drummond, we have Mia Baker, and we have Emily Cramage, who are making some fantastic content. All have very cool original stories, and we have filmed a couple of videos which we are going to fill you in about, which you are not going to want to miss. But considering we are all together,
it's nice to have the four of us back.
How are we getting on?
It's lovely to be back. I will say I was I watched all of the podcasts like fully throughout. Like I was, watching them on the plane, and I watched them at home as well. And it was really sad. I was watching them.
I'm not there.
Yeah, it was a bit sad. Actually.
I think we were all really nice about you going away as well. I thought we all wished him well.
Yeah. You were very good. You were very good.
I mean, very nice.
I was upset to miss the Masters one because obviously with Brooks, I
thought you'd want to.
I completely forgot that
he
hasn't had an opportunity to gloat yet.
No, honestly, I was even though he didn't win and didn't.
Now, Kieran, you've missed your opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
We've done the Masters preview.
I also, but I did also see the comments that people were saying about about Will Zalatoris, obviously. So thank you very much for all of the nice comments you gave. I thought, as a majority, it was quite good.
Thank you very much for all the comments that were like, no.
Those are some of my favourites. Now, Peter, you have come up with a option for Kieran to take where he's not going to, if he doesn't want to take Zalatoris for the rest of the season, which makes complete sense. Did you confirm in your mind what you think Kieran's not punishment, but what he should have to pay to make a sub?
So just to put everyone in context of this, we all have a draft of players, 4 in total for each major championship. The position that they finish is the amount of points that they get. The person here with the lowest points at the end of the year will win. The person with the highest points has a terrible forfeit. If a player that we've selected does not make the major or misses the cut, that is the points they score. So if 50 players miss the cut, 50 points is the score that they will achieve. Now, Kieran made a questionable choice at the start of the year where he picked Brooks, which seems to be paying off.
He got me 2 points.
But he did also pick Will Zalatoris, who is out for the rest of the season after unfortunately having to undergo surgery. Now, I'm very much of the opinion still, really, that you knew he was an injury liability.
Oh, wow.
And you picked him anyway.
Wow.
We all said it at the time.
Yeah.
You laughed it off. And now you've come to us with your hands open saying, please, sir, can I have more players?
Some would say you're the Oliver Twist of golf.
I believe there was a bit where we were like, if we want to sub, we can sub, but we have to take a forfeit of like adding on an extra like cut player. So I've already taken a cut. I mean, he'd have made the cut anyway at the Masters, like literally.
Well, listen, hold on.
He would have made the cut.
A lot of people who we expected to make the cut didn't make the cut.
He'd have made the cut.
Rory McIlroy should have made the cut.
Well, he should have, yeah.
Well, this game isn't being played in your fantasy world.
That's so true.
But especially the fact that it's a season-long injury, and like you wouldn't have thought that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like his back was bad, but it wasn't as bad. I didn't actually know his back was bad. Which is why
I'm on the side of allowing you to make a substitution. But I think you definitely should take some sort of hit.
Yeah, I'll take a hit of. Basically,
no.
You don't get to decide what this is.
Right, let me put a proposal.
I'll tell you what, I'll take 4 points and I'll make my
So the amount
change.
of people that missed the cut at the PGA, which is the next one, isn't it? Yeah. Next one at the PGA, I'll just take a hit as it was.
Okay, that is fine, but I think there needs to be more stipulations than this.
Yes, because
he is a top 10 player at the moment.
Our discussion was that you now have the benefit of knowing how people played in the first major of the year.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
you have intel.
So I think.
Well, I'm not going to pick Phil Mickelson.
Well, me and Pete, Pete and I were discussing it a couple of days ago while you're away, and what I think we landed on was you can pick a player. They have to be outside the top 50 now.
50?
Yeah, like your wild card was, right?
50?
They have to be outside the top 50, and they get double points for the rest of the season.
Or you take a hit of a miscut.
Yeah.
And you can pick from anyone outside the top 25.
Okay. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
So you're going to take
You've got Tommy Fleetwood in there.
Yeah, I'd rather...
So you're going to take a full miscut.
I'll take a full miscut, and I get to pick someone. Can we do top 20?
Oh
top
my.
25.
Top 25, okay. Yeah, top 25.
So they have to be outside the top 25?
Outside the top 25. Yeah.
And they need to be... Ooh.
Oh, hold on.
No, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Too many
Stipulations.
Right,
They need to be under the height of 6'2", 375 pounds.
I think I already know my pick.
Okay, so
I'm going to wait.
Between now and the next major, you have to have made your decision.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
Which is not
Thank
far
you.
away.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
only a
true.
couple weeks.
Middle of May.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. Where is it for the PGA?
Oak Hill.
Okay.
Oak Hill.
Yeah.
The last winner of the US PGA Championship was Jason Duffner in 2013.
Oh, I don't think we're going to have a repeat winner, if I'm being honest with you.
I think he's going to struggle.
Yeah, I think so. You never know, though. Duster, if you're out there, please come back. It'd be great. He was an actual character who was good to watch.
I remember that.
Talking about things which are good to watch.
Love it.
Well done.
Thank you. We have had our highest ever trending video on YouTube. Well done, everybody.
Yeah, well done.
We got to number 3 on the trending page with our match against Jimmy Bullard. And it's going great guns. It's fantastic to see your guys' hard work paying off. So long may it continue.
Yeah.
God, I hope it continues.
Don't rest on our laurels now.
No.
Just keep on.
The next one's got to be a banger. The next one's got to be a banger. The next one's got to be a
See,
banger.
yeah, this issue we have set every time you raise your level of performance, that is like the benchmark that you then set it against. So now we're like, well, great, awesome.
Yep.
We've got a podium finish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Do you know who finished third in the London Olympics in the 10,000 meters?
I don't know.
No.
Nobody does.
Wait,
Right.
hold on.
I was trying to think then.
Hisham El Garouj.
That's just a name.
No, it's
No,
just...
he
He's
was
probably a
I think he was
runner,
an- I think he was an 800-meter runner.
Yeah,
was-
you got lost. Just carried on running.
He just stopped.
I was trying to come up with a metaphor of like we're playing a game of limbo, but then the bar's actually going lower. So
It's not
not
great,
really
is it?
like-
It's high jump.
Yeah.
It's high jump.
Yeah, high jump, there we go.
It's the opposite. So yeah, we need to keep it going. I mean, we have had, obviously since the last podcast, we've had that come out, which has been great. We are recording this before the release of my new irons arriving, which we hope is going to be a really cool video as well, which we can talk about quite freely now. So I've got a custom set of Itabori irons, and they are absolutely...
They are stunning.
You went for the Itabori muscleback irons from the guys from Dragon Golf brought them in.
Yep.
Pete tested like hundreds of different heads and
Coming in all the way
dyes.
from Cologne, by the way.
Oh
in
yeah,
Germany,
yeah.
they flew in from Germany.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. It was a very cool day. Pete was very excited. It has I know that we haven't actually received them yet, so we've not seen. First of all, not seen them. Second, definitely not hit them yet. Is your excitement still building from picking your clubs and doing your kind of configuration? You need 2 degrees, whatever.
I mean,
is your excitement still there? How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm more excited now. But the context around this as well. So we did the video. This is probably the bit that we've not talked about yet. So we did the video, picked the irons. All great, super, super excited. And then the guys at Dragon Golf got in contact, and they were heading over to Japan to see Mr. Itabori.
Yeah.
This wasn't because of the video. This was just a coincidence.
They just happened to be there.
And basically got over there. I said, right, we're in the forgery with Mr. Itabori. And we're giving like the exact specs of your irons. Like, what do you want stamped on them? Like, what do you want to happen to the soles? So the irons that we're getting through are, it's not always easy to say that you've got a one in a kind iron.
Yeah.
But these irons, there's literally not another set of irons on the planet like the irons.
That's so cool.
Literally one in the kind.
But
I really didn't know that.
Yeah, it is one of those where they are so special and so good that like, I don't even know if I want to hit them. But do you know what I mean? It's one of those.
No, it is a weird one because of the way they're shaped and because of that elemental look that they kind of have.
The craftsmanship
that they have about them.
These stone clubs.
It's like, oh my God, like I don't. Yeah, you just. Imagine that worst thing when you like getting your clubs out of the boot, you put them on the ground, you go back into the boot, and you've not put the stand out properly, or there's a gust of wind, and they fall over on the concrete.
Do you know?
Imagine what that's going to be like with those.
Do you know what I'm envisioning? Also, is the shot you hit off the path when you were at Finca.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That 9-iron was sacrificed.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's never happening again.
I'm going to do like a LiDAR scan of the ground every time I hit a shot, just to check there's nothing there.
You just need a sacrificial iron in the bag just in case.
Basically, just like some probes just to test. No roots here, no hidden roots.
Build my bag crap club that I'm just going
to... Well, actually, no, that's true. You will have some other clubs in the bag that you can sacrifice besides the irons.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, it'll just be driver off the deck on every...
Still a bit of time to go yet, but they are...
Yeah, so still a few weeks away, but they've been crafted, they've been forged, they've been sent through now. I'm pretty sure they're probably in Germany now, and then they're getting their shafts fitted.
Okay.
And
how long was the process? Like, how long is the process going to be? Do you reckon like 8-10 weeks?
Yeah, so it's going to be the best part of 8 weeks. Yeah.
So we're like towards the end of the domino wheel of like their...
Oh yeah, the guy with the eyes who was like, out for delivery, and you're like, woo!
So quality check.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Just in time for the season as well.
Yeah, exactly. I hope I play well with them.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be fine. The other joy is that the Build My Bag series that they are part of is starting to kind of... The bag's starting to come together now. So we've got... What have we got in already? Driver's definitely in. Hybrid's definitely in. Irons now are out.
Yep.
There's going to be putter, wedges, and fairways left.
So,
and then you're going to do a ball as well, yeah?
Yeah. So putter is basically decided. We've been filming that over the last 5 weeks. I literally have never hit so many putts in my life. The fairway woods is pretty much decided as well. A little bit of testing to do with those, but I'm pretty sure that's done. And then wedges, not done any of that yet. Balls, not done any of that yet.
They're put aside in the other room in the do not hit these pile, aren't they? The wedges.
Oh yeah, they are now. They are. Let's not bring that back up. Let's not bring that back up. Yeah, we've got so many. You know what? We've got loads of clubs next door, and I put aside beautiful wedges, untouched, unblemished by the harshness of life. And all of a sudden, I come in one day and I'm like, the wedges aren't there. And I look around the studio. There's a wedge here. There's a wedge there. There's wedges everywhere. I inspect said wedges and there are marks all over them. And I'm like, right, so that's been it from the toe, from the heel, from the middle, from the top. I'm like...
That can't have been me then.
I was like, everyone's had a whack at these. Fortunately, it was inside, so the soles aren't scratched and they are still B-rollable.
You could...
What are these about? What are these about? What are these irons?
I think it's like Vokeys.
Yeah, there's Vokeys.
Like a mix of... Right.
We hit the PXGs a lot.
You could you could read children's books with that voice.
Yeah, that was quite on calm.
I was trying to make it a little bit sinister, to be honest.
No, that was quite relaxing.
Yeah, I'm quite into the calm app at the moment. I use that guy from Bridgerton. What's his name? Reginald Page, something like that.
Jean something.
The really attractive guy.
Yeah.
I use him to go to bed every night. Same story he reads every day.
Yeah.
He reads the same story every day.
Yeah.
Well,
you listen to the same story.
I listen to the same story.
What is the story?
Start from the beginning.
No, well,
Humpty Dumpty.
This is what I mean. It's so good that
I only sat on the wall.
Do you only get 4 or 5 minutes in each time, and then you're conked out?
I can't remember. It's something about a British family and something like that. No, honestly,
I have a 12-hour podcast playlist which revolves and auto plays on YouTube. Really? Which gets me to sleep.
Lovely.
Is the rough cut involved in that? Or is it?
Yeah, I don't want to hear my own voice.
Yeah. He's in deep REM. Oh, God.
Yeah, just drifted off. No, it's got to be outside the top 25, Kieran.
That was sinister. That was a very sinister voice.
That was sinister.
I've got a good range.
You have.
I have a good
you
range.
Have a very
of
good
voices.
range.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
So the Bill My Bag is wrapping up, which is very, very cool. What else? Your Bry Roberts match is out.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes.
What
a game that was.
The Jimmy Bullard match was one of the best golfer on YouTube series. Bry Roberts is the next. Bry Roberts is a 2-time European long drive champion, and he gives the ball quite the wallop.
Good Lord.
This match, if you're not watching, it won't spoil it, but some really good golf being played, and some basically part of the match, part of the stipulation was on one of the holes we both had to use his competition driver.
Yeah, the big boy.
And honestly,
I was we were talking about this morning. I was very surprised to hear that the flex of the shaft is a lady's flex.
Yeah,
or something
women's
like that,
shaft.
or like,
it's very, very flexible.
Very flippy.
Right,
Yeah, it's equivalent to a lady's flex.
that's
profile.
what it is. Yeah, yeah.
It's like a specific long drivey shaft.
Extra long
isn't it?
shaft, like 48 inches, something like that.
Yeah, it's
47.5.
Yeah,
wild.
I think his long drive one was 4. It's basically, I think it's 48. It's like the maximum, like, because long drivers used to be able to use practically whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
But now it's got to be conforming.
Oh.
So they have their own conforming on top of normal golf.
Yeah, what I didn't realise, it has to be conforming and they have to use a tournament ball.
Yeah, there's a
as well,
specific
which
ball, isn't there,
yeah.
they use. And Bryce said that it's not
great.
Which doesn't help.
It was quite surprising. Very eye-opening. If you've not watched that, make sure you go over and head over it. Yeah, it was... Yeah, he could move.
I'd have thought you'd want like a stiffer shaft. The
but
quicker.
It's the whip.
Right.
You can get additional speed if you.
So it's about the rhythm.
Yeah. So
all
I think
coming
so.
together.
Pete mentions it in the. You go on. You explain.
Yeah. So basically, if you think about this, you've got think of the stiffer shaft that you can that has absolutely no torque, no twist, no bend, anything.
Yeah.
So as you come through, you hit. Obviously, you can generate speed, and there's a few guys that still use a really stiff shaft. But the point with the flexible shaft is if you imagine coming into impact, and that shaft has a massive flex in it. If you time it, the unflexing of that shaft adds additional speed.
Adds the power to it.
So it's like basically the analogy was you get to the top, you got to be patient, you got to wait and feel that bend, and then try and like crack the whip as you come through impact.
Yeah, we had a few goes.
It was wild.
We had a few goes during the round, like during the game, and then a couple of additional goes at it on the after the last hole. Do you feel like you were kind of getting the weight at the top thing by the end, or?
Yeah, at the very end, I hit a shot with it, and it just like absolutely flew, popped out. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's just happened.
Yeah,
but then it was like getting quite late, and I was like, maybe next time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Also, a new contender for someone who I've never, like you, hits down on the ball as much as Bry does.
Dude,
really?
He had. I wonder if we can find a picture or some of the B-roll. We actually got a good shot of it. He had the Nike Vapor black and green Tiger irons.
Yeah, Nike Vapor Pros.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah,
and he said he had
pure.
3 sets and he's got 2 in reserve that he's not hit yet. And I had a look at them, and on the hosel, they've got all these marks on them. And I was like, oh, dude, like these have got like loads of marks on them. He's like, yeah. I have to keep getting them bent back to the right lofts because I hit down on them so much.
So hard that he's like moving them out of.
So that he bends them backwards because he hits down so hard.
Did you get a close up of him? Oh wow!
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so you need to get those frictions checked.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Your lofts are ruined.
Literally, all your clubs go the same distance now.
Yeah.
That's probably quite true.
Talking of other things that are ruined, Tiger's ankle.
Well done.
A painful but accurate segue.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Correct.
Well done.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Yeah, so he's had fusion surgery on his ankle. So
That's him done for the year, isn't it?
yeah, he's out for the rest of the year, and
What does
Again-
that do?
Which was a point we made on the thing about picking people.
no, obviously like Tiger.
He's obviously not going to make it.
Yeah, he's
obviously not going to
make
make the cut of the Masters.
He's an
Like,
obvious one.
obviously-
This is Will was a.
I wouldn't put it past you, Kieran.
No, honestly,
by this time you've forgotten about it.
gonna go Tiger Woods.
Tiger, man. He's got a history at Oak Hill.
He's outside the top 25.
I mean, you never know.
He does like Oak Hill, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think everybody after the Masters, after watching him, like it wasn't a limp. It was
really
cannot put any weight on this leg kind of walk.
It was bad.
It was painful. It was just, I don't think it was helped by the fact it was like torrential rain. It just looked miserable. Yeah. He looked miserable. Everyone was miserable because he was looking miserable in a miserable day.
Yeah.
And it was like, everyone, it got to the point where it was a serious question of, is it now time to just stop? Because nobody wants to see you like this.
Yeah.
But we all know, well, after his last fusion surgery, he came back. This fusion surgery is, I just don't know, because I'm just sick of like pointing out every time that when Tiger is written off, at the point where everyone says, no, it's too far gone, he's had too much wrong with him, he can't do it again.
Yeah.
That's when he comes back and wins.
What is actually like fusion surgery? Is it like...
So
none of us are qualified to tell you that.
Unfortunately.
Right. I thought you guys might know.
Yeah, I mean, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's effectively when you have a joint, it's just any kind of joint. It's just like, and when you get spinal fusion, it's like two of your vertebrae. You just like lock them together.
Yeah, where they would have had the ability to move freely, they are then stuck together.
It might be better from you now.
Bit of glue.
Yeah, that might be better from
stuck
you.
together with a bit of
gorilla.
Yeah,
bit of hope.
Other strong adhesives are available.
Yeah, like Yoo-hoo and Bostik.
Wow.
Brickstick.
Do you reckon he will come back after that, won't he? Do you reckon? Like, as in, like, he'll still be able to play.
To be honest, I mean, looking
Champions Tour.
Looking at what just happened on the last round of the Masters, I think the first thing you want to do is be able to walk properly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to have to go through that again, though, innit? Like, it was built us up, you know. That when he did that, when he did the Masters last year, built us up.
Get a nice new documentary out of it, though, won't we? Tiger's return again.
Yeah.
The cat strikes back.
This is like times.
Like that.
Surely they've used that.
The Cat Strikes Back.
Nah, sure.
Part 3.
Part 3. Yeah. I was going to say, can make a good trilogy of it.
Strikes again. The cat strikes.
Revenge of the cat.
Revenge of the cat. A new cat.
Oh, good
Return
Lord.
of the cat.
Return of the cat. Yeah.
Return of the cat.
Attack of the cat.
I'm assuming we're on
Attack of the cat.
Good Lord.
Cat Wars.
The Phantom Cat.
Revenge of the cat.
Revenge of the cat.
Guys, are we on Star Wars, by the way?
Yeah. If nobody's a Star Wars fan listening to this, you have no idea what we're talking about.
The Cat Awakens.
You might call us the Fellowship of the Cat.
What's the last one? What's number 9? Star Wars number 9.
Of the newest
the
ones.
last one.
The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Rise of the
Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. What's the last one?
Or was it the last Skywalker?
No, The Last Jedi.
The Last Cat.
Force
Oh,
Awakens.
that might be the end
like the
of
final one.
Yeah.
The end of the series.
The Last Cat.
The Last Cat.
The Last Cat.
Almost did a really bad one.
If anyone like Netflix comes and like will hire us to like
We'll come up with titles.
We'll produce it. Yeah,
No
we'll produce it.
problem with
The Last Cat. Meow, it's over.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Catclusion.
I'm going to ask us to pause.
Yeah, very good.
Very good. Oh, these jokes will tail off eventually.
That was what I was going to say.
Got to be much quicker.
You got to be on it.
Right, because we're all crying, shall we move on to the main event, shall we?
The main event?
The main event, yeah. We're not the main event for this one.
Have some other people talk now.
Yeah. Let
some
them
far
go.
more attractive, nicer people.
Yeah.
So we have been filming over the last few days with the golf girls. Now, you may recognize a few of them from social media, but they've got very interesting stories on how they got into golf and how they actually migrated into, I would say, something which a lot of people watching this are desperate to do, and that is to get into golf in a work capacity. We get this question all the time. How did you get into golf? How are you making a living off this? And there's some interesting and varied routes in. So, without further ado, let's have a chat to the golf girls.
And we are joined by our wonderful guests for this podcast. We have here the golf girls. We have Jenny, we have Mia, and we have Emily. Girls, how are we?
We are wonderful. We're in Manchester.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for coming along. I don't know the order of everything going out. Actually, no.
I think the videos that we film will be out after this podcast. Okay. So we met up yesterday. We played at Formby Ladies.
We did.
It was an interesting day. It was.
Yeah, tell us why.
Well, let's just say Peter Finch played at Formby Ladies.
I made first of all, I made a terrible error in my attire. I saw the weather forecast. I saw it was 16 degrees, sunny by the coast, and forgot that we were in England. So turned up and caught hypothermia without a change of clothes. And then we spent. How long did it take us to film that 18?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
it was a long time.
We
teed off at
1 o'clock till 7, just after 7.
The sun was setting.
Wow.
No, yeah, it was just before 8, so it was just shy of 7 hours.
That was intense.
But let's just say the course was empty.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah, it is a question we get asked quite a lot. If when we go out and film, how long it actually takes.
A while.
It takes so much longer than you might expect, especially because we had 4 cameras, including the phone. So
we had 4 cameras, 4 people on the course, a lot of chat, really good chat,
and a lot of wind.
And it was the bad golf. Our balls were spread all over.
How many did we lose, guys? Did we count?
I
went
lost so
through
many.
2 packs.
I can't believe it. Having said that, even though there was a large spread, it must be said, if you are playing Formby Ladies within the next few weeks, just have a wander offline and you will find a lot of golf balls. But interspersed in between all that chaos, there was some good golf as well.
Yeah, it was great golf. Great golf.
You girls did really
golf.
good. Jenny played exceptionally. Unbelievable. The best I've ever seen you play.
Yeah.
Maybe in the front 9, the back 9 were a bit more questionable, boomerang-esque type situations. So
if you check out my channel, you'll see Jenny's exceptional round of golf.
Yeah, we filmed 2 videos. I think I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've never played with you 3 as a set, and it was eye-opening. It has to be said. I think you are right. I think Jenny played really well, and then had these little mini meltdowns that some of the shots you were playing, I've never seen anything like it. They were unbelievable. So make sure,
in a bad way, guys, in a bad way,
but in the very best bad way possible. So if you haven't seen the videos, make sure you do when they come out. But I think for this, just to kind of introduce yourself to people who listen to this, what's brought you 3 together, and kind of how did you all get into golf? Because I think this is something that certainly from my side I get asked a lot. Like how people transition from something that they would ordinarily be doing into golf. And you 3 have all come from very different angles, really.
Yes, so different.
Well, golf brought us together in the first instance.
It did.
None of us have been playing that long. How long have you been playing for, Emily?
Probably since lockdown.
So 2020. Jenny?
I played a little when I was young, but I never played on courses or anything. So really, when did we meet? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
I've been playing for about a year.
2021, 22. I'm 2020. So we've all
You're the elder statesman here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? Usually I'm like the baby, but not anymore. Anyway, Jenny and I met first. We met at the AJ Women's Open in 2021. Year after. Wait, when did I meet you?
No,
Emily?
you met Emily
in Dubai.
Was it in Dubai or was it?
She DM'd me.
I snuck into her DMs.
Wow. Okay.
She actually did.
So flirty.
And here we are now. Sorry, that was a big
Sorry, just clunked our heads together. We're that close now. Yeah, Emily, you were filming out there for the Dubai Desert Classic.
Yeah.
I was just roaming out there at the Dubai Desert Classic. And then you DM'd me and I was feeling like, so I'm not social, but I get really intimidated by people.
So I'd basically seen on Mia's Instagram that she was going out to Dubai by herself. So you'd been like, oh, I'm going to Dubai, la. I was out there already working. I was doing sort of a 3-week stint, sort of event to event. And just messaged you saying, hey, I'm a beginner golfer. I'm not very good, but I'd love to play golf. I'm out here working if you fancy it.
And then she joined my tea time and that was that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because Emily, you've kind of come from this from a behind the scenes kind of point of view. Because when did we first meet? Was that in Dubai? Or was that at the Open? Can't quite remember now.
No, we met in Dubai ages ago, but it was sort of like a brief, hi, nice to meet you.
Right, yeah.
Didn't really fully chat.
Okay.
And then when we first probably, had a conversation and everything was at the Open last year, which is mad because I feel like I've known you for ages.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yesterday was literally the first time that we have had a conversation when you didn't have a £50 camera strapped over your shoulder. Because, what would you describe your role as? Obviously, an expert operator of a large-scale camera, but...
It's the most exceptional thing I've ever seen in my life. So when I met Emily in Dubai, I saw her on the course. This tripod and camera were bigger than her. How tall are you? You're like...
I'm 5'2". I'm quite little.
I couldn't believe it. She was in her little outfit. She was carrying all this stuff. And I was like, you go, girl. You're awesome. I couldn't believe it.
I think what actually was that I can't believe it is that we'd played golf and then I'd said, I work in golf. And then you actually saw me in real life working in golf. And you're like, oh, okay, this woman isn't a catfish. Like, she is what she said she is.
I never thought you were a catfish. But I did think you were so cool because I'd never seen like a camera woman, let alone in golf, carrying all this. I hate carrying things. And she was carrying everything.
Yeah.
Easily impressed, isn't she? I've noticed this. If you ever meet me, all you've got to do to impress it is just carry something.
Carry something, yeah. Luckily, I'm good at that.
How do you think I got my boyfriend?
It was just walking down the street. He'd just been shopping. It was amazing.
So many bags.
4 bags in each hand. I just had to go speak to him. Been together ever since.
God.
And then, we actually all met for the first time at the AIG Women's Open.
Yes,
in
literally again.
2022,
year. So we met, we were all working on it. I was sort of producing, filming, editing there. And these girls were presenting the drop for AIG Women's Open. And
Emily was filming us.
Yeah, I was filming them.
Unlucky.
And we just all hit it off really well. So then after that, we said, oh, girls, we must meet up and do something. So we were like, right, okay, let's go and play a round of golf. And then literally the night before, Mia said...
Basically, I was already filming a video. And then I got, oh, let's play golf. And then I got another one. Oh, let's play golf. And I was like, well, I need to film a video because I've got work to do. So I was like, come on, guys, let's go and play some golf together.
And then was like,
and then brought my camera out. I didn't tell them, though. I was like, we're going to film a video today.
Surprise.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah. And then
that was it.
That was how the Golf Girls was born. We put it online. People kind of enjoyed us hitting balls. And here we are.
They really enjoyed it. I think our first video got was it like 60k views?
Quite quickly. So I remember a couple of days in looking at it and I thought, I don't know, I was quite surprised that many people would actually.
And we just did a 9-hole pitch and putt, didn't we?
At
wherever it was.
Fox
Hills, yeah.
Love you, Fox Hills.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I do think it's a good sign that when you have a channel which is relatively new, so the subscriber growth is growing, but then your views are outstripping your subscriber growth, that's always a good sign because that means more people are watching them, your current audience. But we'll get into that in a minute. But
the
Jenny,
technicalities of a YouTuber.
Oh, no, we'll get deep into it.
Because I don't have that many subs on YouTube. I'm a mini little YouTube account.
If you haven't already, go subscribe to Mia Baker, where you can catch all the Golf Girls content. Well, free ads flying around everywhere.
Don't forget to click that notification button.
She's well trained.
Yeah, she's on it. Because what were you doing before this? Well, before this, Jenny. It's not like it's taken over your life completely, but
just this week. No, I'm kidding.
Because what you just presenting, commentating. What was the?
Yeah, so basically, I work in TV as well. So the common denominator is we all work in sport and TV. And I mainly present and report and do some commentary in tennis, rugby, and now a bit of golf, multi-sports as well. But the AIG Women's Open 2021 was the first time that I'd worked in golf. And it's a sport that I've kind of grown up with, played a little bit, but been surrounded by. So I've always wanted to work in it. So when the opportunity came my way, I was absolutely delighted to do it. And
we were in bubbles at that time. So
yes,
Jenny was forced to be with me. She had to eat with me every night. I feel
and
bad
every
for the
morning
girl.
and every lunchtime.
Like Jenny. We were literally like tied together.
Is this one of those things where you didn't actually tell her about the bubble as well? So you didn't tell her about the camera when you brought it out. All of a sudden you just turned up. So we're in a bubble together now. Oh, great. Thanks.
Oh, no, it was funny because interestingly enough, that trip, Mia had never been a presenter before. She'd never done presenting. So I was kind of helping her out a little bit with that because... Well, she's very natural off camera and whenever she does her stories and stuff. So I was just trying to get her to translate that with a microphone in your hand.
I was the most frigid person you've ever met. I'm not being funny, but you put a camera in front of my face and I was like
rigid.
Yeah.
I'm frigid too. Sorry, that took a time for the worst. Anyway, I meant rigid.
I like how we connected eyes. I said, I'm sure that's not right. I'm sure that's not correct.
Okay.
So you helped guide Mia through the presenting, and as we've just found out, she's excellent at communication. How did it go that first time?
It was good. It just took a few attempts to kind of for you to feel comfortable, and then also like I'm not, in all honesty, I'm not the best with social media. I just would love to watch sport instead of do social media. But Mia helped me a bit with that as well. So, well, a lot with that as well.
Let's just say trading of skills.
Yes. It worked out really well. So,
I was going to say, because you're super classy, you're polished, you're put together. I'm a little bit more off the cuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd say. No. I mean, that's good. I mean, like, between you do have quite a good skill set, really, if you're going to be doing this. But I think with Mia, I think we were chatting through this before, like, I think you probably take your story a little bit for granted as far as where you're at now. You know, because, I mean, what can we reel off? So we've got YouTuber, huge following on social media, author.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And do you know what? She wrote that first book, on a flight from London to Edinburgh for just before the AIG Women's Open.
And I showed you the note on my phone.
And I was like, who is this chick? Who writes a children's book on an hour flight?
But you liked it.
I loved it, but that's just what she does. Any hour in the day, she'll just find something to do, like write a book.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I'm like
why
sleeping
not?
or like...
I was going to say, why not watch the downloaded episode of The Office that you've got? No, let's write a book. Why not? Because I think, I don't even think I've asked you this before, because I didn't know you before your golfing journey began. What were you doing prior?
So I'm super cool, and I went to uni and I studied a maths degree. And then I worked at Deloitte in tech consulting because I really wanted to be an actuary, but they said I was too chatty, so I couldn't get that job. Then I ended up working in a genetic testing company as a product manager, so building platforms and apps, working with developers and designers. And then golf came and they put me in front of a camera, and like that is literally not my thing. I love being behind a computer or a laptop.
What? So when did... I'm just trying to figure out the transition between being an app developer, software developer,
product manager,
after not being able to be an actuary, which I don't actually know what that means.
Like financial risk,
it's
working
like
in insurance, doing
pensions, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
doing like financial modelling.
Love it. Right. You could have come to me with the accountants this morning. I think I needed you there this morning.
So, fun fact, accountants look backwards over the numbers, actuaries look forward over the
it's
numbers.
probabilities and all that stuff.
Wow. So I can understand why you wanted to get into golf.
Okay.
But what was that? What was that transition? Because when did you start? Like, when would you say your starting point was? Because I think the thing that has impressed me most about you and what you've done so far is like the consistency of it. Like, this isn't a one post a week, because you started off like literally posting all your swings from when you started to where you are now, which is a massive transformation. Like, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah,
It's
although
really,
I did
really
play
good.
really bad in our video, so please don't take that as
So like
my golf.
Like, what was that? Like, what was the story? Because you're obviously doing it full time now.
Okay, I'll give you a whistle-stop tour
hit
of this
us.
story I've told 100 million times, which I think is boring, but other people find interesting.
It's not boring.
Okay, so in 2019, my ex-boyfriend's dad took me on a golf course, and I was like, whoa, people actually look after grass like this. It looks so cool, so beautiful. I was like, wow. And then I was like, I'm going to start playing golf, because I saw all the signs that said, you need to wear golf shoes to play golf. So I was like, oh, got to buy my golf shoes. And then I went to a load of shops, and I couldn't buy any golf shoes. And I was like, well, I can't play golf. What am I going to do? And then I went to one of like the UK's biggest golf retailers, and I was like, I'm going to go get my golf shoes from here in London. And they'd pulled all of women's and all of juniors from all their stores across the country. So I was like, huh, this is so weird. And I'm so lucky. In most of my life, anything I've wanted to pick up or do, I've just been able to go to a shop and I could like, I want to start drawing today. I'll buy pen and paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this was the first time I felt like a physical barrier just because I was a woman.
Okay.
And then I decided I'd get in touch with the CEO of the company because I thought, go to the top. Let's sort out from there. And we had a few meetings, had a few chit chats, and kind of spoke about like social media because that was my first point of call when I was going to start playing golf. I was looking at, you know, what else was out there. And I just couldn't find anything, like especially for someone who didn't know anything about the game. Everything was professionals. Everything, well, 99% was men. Even on their social media and loads of other people's social media, it's just men. The content is men. Like there's no inspo for a female. And anyway, in one of those meetings with the CEO, he was like, "Me, you should start an Instagram account." I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure about this. Plus I was working like really long hours. Then January 2020 hit. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll start an Instagram account because COVID then happened. And I was like, oh, what better time to start like golf because it's the only thing that was open. I was also in my company, we were doing all the COVID testing for like the Premier League and ECB Matchroom. Like it was super intense. Like we were working till God knows what hour every single day, getting like 3 hours sleep. So I was like, okay, I'll use my 1 hour in the morning to practice my golf swing. And I was watching all these swings online thinking I'm going to be like, this has got to be easy. And it was really, really hard. And then this company got in touch with me called Skillist and were like, we've got a coach. He's in Malaysia. And then I started sending swings to him. So then I built my whole golf swing online. So just by sending videos. And then I would repost them on my Instagram account. And then I started being like, reaching out to fashion golf brand, being like, oh, how can I help them? And because I had a salary, I didn't need any money.
Yeah.
So I worked for free for so long, like a year, just doing free, but pushing out content every day and just doing everything behind the scenes. I didn't have to meet anyone because it was COVID.
Wow, crazy, isn't it? And now it's just...
And then after COVID opened, it was like, right, Mia, you're going to play in your first tournament. I was like, what do you mean? I don't even play golf yet. It's like, yep, it's a Ladies European Tour event. I was like, oh, great. So they're playing for money. I'm like,
it was a Ramco Pro-Am, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the actual event where they're playing for actual money. And I shanked my T-shirt into the bush and all the fans had to go in and get it for me. And it was the most mortifying experience of my life.
But here you are and you survived.
And that you got through and you survived. It's crazy, isn't
I
that?
don't know how.
And now you've come out of that and it's full time. It's crazy, isn't it? I think that is something that we do, like I said, we do get asked a lot about, you know, how do you get into golf? Because it is, you are right, for blokes especially, it is easier. It's there's a lot more kind of access. But it is that question of like, if somebody wants to get into this game, it does take so long and like working effectively for free before you actually see any benefits. Because you see, we kind of see all the time how many new channels and how many new accounts spring up, but they only last 6 months because people are like, well, it becomes apparent how much time they're going to have to put into it without anything coming back before they can make that transition. But I think what you've got now, especially, is a little bit of a niche as far as like you are seen as a go-to presenter now, and that's cool.
And that's crazy. I'm like, what?
I think one of the crazy things about golf that certainly that Mia's taught both of us is that, you know, I said to Mia the first time I met her the first year, oh yeah, no, I can hit the ball a little bit. That's fine. She said, no, you need to go and play. And I said, well, no, I'm not good enough to be on a course. Or, you know, I got lessons when I was young, but I never played on the course. Or my dad would say, okay, you can hit a few shots here or there because he didn't want his round disturbed, which I get. But equally, like you can't learn to play on a course unless you do it. And I think even I still get imposter syndrome when I go to the driving range and it is all men. I'm like, oh my gosh, are they looking? Are they watching me because I've got the gear? And like they actually think, oh, she's got no idea or whatever. And then on the course as well, the first tee, and the judgment, the imposter syndrome is quite difficult to deal with. And I think for us, it's just kind of making sure that people, no matter what level they are, feel that they can go and play on a course.
Yeah.
You don't. It's a little bit elitist, and it doesn't need to be that way.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I think what people need to remember is it depends on when you're starting your golf. So for all of us, we started quite late in golf. And as females, we like struggle probably with confidence more, so we need more support. Whereas a guy would be like, I don't care, played it when I was younger, probably pretty decent. Whereas we're going into it as like, we're doing air shots. We can't hit the ball. It's so hard. We don't even know how to hold the club. We don't know how to swing it. We don't even know what a par is. Like, you know nothing. And you guys take it for granted who've been playing even like a year in your life. You know what I mean?
I think
when you're a kid.
golfers in general probably take it for granted.
Like even if you were to try and play left-handed as a righty or vice versa, you're like mind blowing. You're like, oh my God, how do I hold it? Like, and you have prior knowledge. So imagine doing that, but you don't even have the prior knowledge.
I mean, it is in Jenny's blood, though. We do have to remember.
I was going to say, I've grown up knowing what a par is.
I was going to say, this
I didn't.
This cropped up in filming yesterday. So is your granddad?
Yeah, my granddad. Yeah, he played in the Open at Royal Troon several years ago. He was an amateur, so played off scratch for more than 20 years. But unfortunately, his parents didn't see it as a career, so he wasn't allowed to play professionally. But we learnt from him and all of his golf stories as well. So very cool indeed. Did need a double knee replacement though.
It's a very aggressive swing he used to take at it. Oh, that is cool though.
It is. And then, so that was my mum's side. My dad always played. He was single figure handicap at one point. So, we've always been around golf courses. I just kind of admired and hit a few shots here and there. Actually, in my grandpa's back garden, he created a little putting green that we were all allowed to play in. It was great. So we played that.
This is where the Jenny boot began.
Yeah. For everyone who doesn't know what that is, I'm slightly aggressive when putting.
Although I was probably Jenny boot yesterday.
No, you've got a better name.
Ram it ramage.
Yeah. Ram it ramage. The rampage. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Best experience of your life, right?
I'm going to say it again. Make sure you watch the videos.
You'll laugh. Just think of it as like a comedy show.
Well, you got to laugh, haven't you? You got to enjoy yourself.
Otherwise, you're crying.
I mean, I know you kind of like been working around sports a lot. I mean, what have your best experiences been? What have your most enjoyable experiences been within golf since you've kind of really started going on? Because I know, well, we had a great time in St Andrews. I remember that.
Yeah, St Andrews was epic. It was really, really epic. The 150th, obviously last year. It's so hard. People ask me this question quite often, and it is such a tricky answer. But two favourites always come to mind in my golf career, and that is one, going to Hawaii. Like a couple of years back. So it was literally just before lockdown happened. We went over to Hawaii. We're filming a couple of events back to back. And one of the golf courses out there is insane. It's called the Kapalua Plantation Course.
Yep.
And for anyone who hasn't seen, just picture this. Whatever hole you're on, pretty much, you look out to the ocean and you see whale tails jumping out and splashing down into the water. And that's why the trophy of the week is that, a whale tail and loads of water. So pretty epic week. You're surrounded by just gorgeous scenery. And I had to set up a load of sort of features we were going to film for the week.
Right, okay.
So one of the players there, a Chilean player, Joaquin Niemann, lovely guy. So I went over to him, I was like, Joaquin, we'd love to film a feature with you this week. Like, would you be up for it? And he was like, yeah, sure. He was like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, it'd be nice to take you off the golf course, actually. And he was like, yeah, sure. So we took him surfing. So from golf course in the day, watching whales jump out the ocean, to then sitting on a rock on the beach, interviewing Joaquin Niemann, filming him surf.
See, I've always...
All in a day's work.
So cool.
I know. I've always thought this about producers. I've always thought, like, when they try and get people off course, it's like, now what would I want to do the most? I would like to go surfing. Do you want to go surfing? Cool. Great. That was what it is.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That's what happened. And it was funny because I kind of wasn't expecting him to say yes. And then when he did, I was like, right, okay. So like the producer me kicked in. I was like, right, I need to go and get surfboards. I need to find a beach that's got good waves, but not too big waves that something bad's going to go wrong. Wrong
the
here.
insurance.
Before the tournament's even kicked off. Like, we need to get him back. So set it all up, had to run back to the hotel, get my GoPros, like get the bags packed, everything. And then literally 2 hours later, I was outside the clubhouse, like meeting him and his girlfriend, being like, right, we're ready to go. Drive out the golf course with the surfboards on the roof rack.
That is so cool.
That is so cool.
Find waves that aren't too big. Just imagine everybody having the practice round. A few medical helicopters fly over. So, I wonder who's that for? Oh, not too bad. Get back to the clubhouse, WD, Wizrom, Joaquin Niemann.
So funny. But yeah, so that was New Year's Eve 2019. And then got out the water, sat, watched the sunset, and then saw the new year in. So,
Wow. So beat that.
I cannot. Can you beat that, please?
No, you're next.
So Formby ladies.
Actually, it was a pretty good video. To be honest, I kind of like not hate myself, but like I annoy myself because I got so many cool opportunities, but I wasn't able to appreciate them because I didn't know what they were yet. So, for example, like in one of my first years of golf, I got to play Royal St. George the day after the Open, and I got put up in this like mega hotel, and I sat in my room and I cried because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing and why am I getting this? And I couldn't appreciate how cool that moment was because I didn't really know what the moment was, but I knew I needed to appreciate it, but I didn't know how to. And then I was on my own as well. Like I did a lot on my own. Now I have my stepbrother roped in.
Yes. Casper, if you are watching, fantastic work yesterday, mate.
Really great shot tracers, really great editing, really great support. Like really appreciative. Keep it in the family.
And Adam as well, who was there yesterday as well.
And Adam.
Oh no, just forgetting Adam.
They're both just lying on the floor because their backs are broken.
I know, I feel so bad.
There's a lot of carrying yesterday.
Still in the bath, warming
To be
up.
fair, it was Adam's first day on a golf course.
Yeah.
So.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell. The only no, I'm not even joking. Apart from one point, like Adam, who was helping us film yesterday. Again, this is the whole kind of transfer from normal filming to golf filming. We're like, you just pop up onto the green and just get these balls landing. He was like, yeah, no problem. I had a wander up. I got his old camera all set up, and he set it up and he stood with his camera literally about 2 foot behind the pin. Directly in line.
To be fair, if you got it there, that's impressive.
I didn't even set it up and walk off.
He
Just stood there. And we were all like going.
Yeah, and he's waving back like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, no.
He must have thought we were just waving at him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Oh, and it actually that did actually turn out to be the safest place for him.
Yeah, because we did it everywhere but there.
Anywhere but that. Anywhere.
I know that's true, isn't it? Oh well.
I know. But what about other sports, Jenny? Because you're obviously mostly rugby, tennis.
Yeah, rugby and tennis are my main two. I was a semi-pro tennis player growing up, and then got injured when I was 18. So instead of kind of either deciding to go pro or go to the US on a scholarship, just decided to be a normal kid. So went to uni, and then always knew if I couldn't play professional sport, I just wanted to chat about it. So kind of found my way into media behind the scenes for years, as like in production, like Emily.
How did you get
manager.
to that point? Like, how did you get from like school or uni to like there?
I actually applied for a summer internship with a company called IMG when I was young. When I was at university, they had 20 spots, and there was 2 of us who didn't have a link into IMG who got it. And I went for the media one, got to the final 2, and they said, you've got no experience, so you can't do it. But they gave me the Wimbledon one, which was because IMG at that point, it's gone in-house now, I think, but at that point owned the licensing for all the shops at Wimbledon. So I went to go and work in the shops and did that for the summer, and then did my internship at IMG, learnt that I needed to network, and then went back again the next year after uni, and the Rugby World Cup 2011 was in New Zealand, covered by IMG. So I asked if I could get a job there because I was flying out to go travelling anyway. And they said, yeah, come and be an assistant broadcast venue manager. And that was my first job in telly, and just worked hard behind the scenes until I got some opportunities on camera, and it's just kind of built from there.
Were you nervous when you first went in front of a camera?
Yes and no, because I work a lot in live environments, so it's chaos. It can be utter chaos. There's a huge amount of pressure, especially as a female in sport in a male-dominated industry, and a lot of the time I'm working on male sports as well. So there is a lot of pressure. I'm always nervous, but I just think nerves are good.
I basically asked that question because had no one pushed me to be in front of a camera, I would never be doing my job. Like, I couldn't. Like, there's no way in myself that I've said, Mia, try being in front of a camera, because I'd be like, absolutely not. It's so scary. Like, it's not for me.
No, but it's scarier with a live audience, trust me. Like, if I'm at Wimbledon on centre court, court one, asking post-match interviews, I'd far rather there was just a camera in front of me because then you don't see the X number of million people watching you.
But then that's why I relate back to golf, because people who have never been offered the opportunity or pushed into it will just think, that's too scary, can't do it. But actually, it could be the best thing they've ever done. Like, for me, being in front of camera is like now one of the best things I've ever done, but I would never have been able to do it had no one pushed me.
Yeah, I think within golf as well, like, we're relatively lucky that we've got some really good presenters. Like, at the Openers work with Di, Iona, Incy.
Yeah.
And they literally pull me through.
Well, can I just say a quick thing about Incy and Iona as well? When I first worked on my first golf event, AIG Women's Open 2 years ago, they were so welcoming. There was no, they were not territorial at all. Iona came up to me, I hadn't even met her, and she just said, great to hear another Scottish accent in golf, and smiled and walked on to do whatever she was doing. Yeah. And I just was like, this is so nice, because I was worried that people would say, oh, who's she? She doesn't know golf. I mean, I know the sport, but I don't work in it week to week. So
no, we've got a really good, I think we've got a really good collection of women in golf. Like, everyone's
the nicest people ever, honestly, ever.
It was good. Yeah, because honestly, without Di, like, especially last year at the Open, I'd have been...
She's so experienced.
Oh, yeah. Unreal. Because we had, because were you there on the Sunday? Whenever I was presenting, so this is my first time doing any presenting last year, like live presenting.
Welcome to the presenting group.
Did you hear the chaos in your ear?
Oh, it started. It started way before that, because they would say, okay, so get here on the Sunday about mid-afternoon. We'll go through all the stuff and we'll get it all set up, and it'll be great. Yada yada yada. We'll test everything's working.
And it didn't.
Nothing worked.
It's so stressful.
Literally, the cameras weren't syncing up to the mics. We couldn't hear what people were saying. Everything went wrong. So it was like, right, okay, you need to get back here. I can't remember the exact time.
We were on the same team. We were working like silly hours. So like, we didn't finish necessarily too late, but our alarm clocks every day were like 4 a.m, like 3:30, like get up and get in.
It was pretty horrible. Especially like after we'd stopped, it was like, oh, I'll come down to Dunvegan and have a drink. I was like, can do, but I know I'm going to regret this in about 4 hours.
I think that's what people don't realise, and that was my first experience too, is on live TV, when you have something in your ear and you're trying to speak and have a conversation, but they're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action, adverts coming in, and you're like,
yeah, well,
sorry,
because that was the thing, because this was all new. Like, Di was guiding me through it, and then we got there early on the Monday when we were starting, and they were saying, right, okay, so we got everything fixed. It was great, like an hour to go. I was like,
classic.
And then they basically came over, and it was like, so just so you guys know, you're opening the show, so that's a thing. And I was like, right. And
Did you just look at Di and were like...
Yeah, well, I think they came to me on my own at that point. Oh, no. And I was like, oh my God, like, what the hell am I going to do?
How does one open the show?
Like, literally, what am I going to do?
You smashed it, though.
And then, like, Di, like, ran over, said, oh, it's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. We're going to do this, this, this. And it's like, okay, thank you.
Hold my hand, please.
Literally. She was subconsciously holding my hand for a full week. I very much appreciated that. Thank you.
See, I was with George Harper Jr. the whole week, and I'd have the producer in my ear going, Emily, what have you got for me? What have you got for me? And I'd be like, trying to like, me and George just running around the course trying to find stories. Like, got something for you, 2 seconds. Like chaos. But then also hearing the a million channels in your ear.
Yeah.
That's
of everything else going on.
That's the most different thing. So having a voice in your ear, telling you what's going on, telling you when to basically throw it over to somebody else. Like talking about you and George, like in my ear, I've got someone saying, so I'm trying to analyze somebody's swing, and then someone in my ear suddenly, Pete, so in 15 seconds we're going to throw over to George in St Andrews. He's riding a cow.
and then be like, Emily, you ready? Emily, you ready? Emily, you've got eyes on George.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's George?
So I'm like,
But it's coming all through the same channel, so you're hearing everything.
yeah. So I'm halfway through like looking at Tiger's downswing. And I'm saying, so in transition,
there's a cow.
And then like, oh, he's hit that thin. And talking about thin, I once saw a thin cow. And now we're into St. Andrews to George.
It's also about the segue as well.
Yeah,
You've
it's
got
like how do you link this stuff up? By the way, he wasn't ever riding a cow, but he was doing some random things. And it's like...
Yeah.
It's just like, how do you like link and segue into that? So if you ever hear anybody like commentating or doing any presenting,
or looking confused,
and they leave like a bit of a prolonged pause,
or they start speaking slower.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's because somebody's shouting in their ear about they've got a certain amount of seconds to transfer over to something.
So it's quite, live TV is very different to what you're used to doing on YouTube, for example.
Yeah, do you know what I also learned is, because I was doing live in the open zone, and I wore a beautiful white jumper. Now, I didn't realise, because in my YouTube videos, I just wear whatever I feel like on the day. They're like, me, you can't wear that. I was like, why? But you'll look washed out. Everything's washed out. Like, it's too bright. It reflects back on all these lights and stuff. I was like, okay. Then this little runner, extra large camo print fleece. And then I look like a potato because I can't wear anything else. I have to wear this extra large camo print fleece. And everyone's like, oh, cool, like really baggy outfit today, Mia. I was like, yeah, not by choice.
Oh, it's a nightmare. you just literally just reminded me, Ange at the Open, who's like doing all the audio.
Oh, yeah.
And again, this literally happened on that first live broadcast where she gave me the earpiece, and I was getting, it was quite warm, and I was getting a bit nervous and a bit sweaty anyway. And like we were literally going on air. It's like, okay, so I'm going to count you in. It's coming from the ad, yada yada yada. 15 seconds. And I'm like, right, okay. And I'm like, my earpiece is like, it's getting a bit loose. It feels a bit loose. I'm like, it's okay, 5, and come on to it. And then literally about 15 seconds in, my earpiece just like popped out of my head. It like, and I felt it like leave with like quite a force. It was like down on my shoulder.
Oh, was it full on out? It wasn't clipped on?
Yeah, no, it was like dangling off my ear. Bit of wind, so it's like flapping around like a windsock, like around it. So I'm trying to get it. So I try and get it back in, and it pops out again, and it's like, oh man, this is what you don't see.
Yeah. See, while you had that going on, I had, bless this guy, he was a trainee soundie. So he'd come this week and he thought, right, okay, I'm going to come with these other soundies. I'm really going to learn this week and all of this. And bless him, we were the only roving crew. So you guys were all based on the range and we were running around like wherever on the course. And bless this guy got put with us. So he was taken away from all his other soundies and put with us as our soundie, like the remote roving soundie. And bless him, I think that was a eye-opening week for him.
What is it? Oh,
no backup, like in the
sound
middle of St.
is so
Andrews.
important in like it's just so crucial. If your sound doesn't work, you've got nothing.
But it's just so different to what I know. Certainly I've done in the past, and kind of what me and you do, Mia, as well, as far as filming. Like you film into the camera, that's your audio. Like everything on TV and live is a separate
it's
feed
mixed,
in there. It's just so confusing. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to keep on top of it.
It is eye-opening. I can tell you that.
I think that's how everyone learns to a certain extent, being thrown in there, and cracking on with it.
And I'd say one of the most fascinating things is going in a TV truck and seeing how actually, because when people look at telly and they go, oh, that's up there, they just think it's really simple. It is so complicated. It's bonkers.
The TV compound blew me away. It was all over my stories every single day because I was like, look at the wires.
Yeah, the wires.
The
So
rigging.
many flashing buttons. Like, what do they all do? Like, they can't do everything. Some of them must just be there for show. Like, some of them are prop lights. They have to be.
Hundreds of screens. You're like, what are you even looking at?
It was eye opening. It's like, because I'm always one of the first. I was always the first people. Like, if I wasn't enjoying like the commentary or the coverage, it's like, man, this is rubbish. They don't know what they're doing. And then as soon as you're in that situation, you're like, fuck. You're like, right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I get it. I get it now.
Or like the next time a presenter messes up one word, you don't go, they're their job.
Yeah, I now understand a little bit about what it is. Honestly, it's but it's good. I mean, it's nice the opportunities that you get like from doing it, and I think you're going to get more and more and more. And I think for me as well, especially kind of what you're doing, there is a bit of a niche, really, for like some female golf influencers, creators. What do you think? 'Cause at the moment, we've got a lot of guys doing it. We've got a fair few girls doing it now. But I would say when people think about golf girls, there is an image that people may have.
Yeah, the
in
connotations.
Their minds.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is why we are here to redefine what the term golf girl means.
I think you think golf babe, though. When you think of golf girls, you think of our golf babes.
Yeah, like
you know?
it's not the
I think
image.
all of it.
Yeah, the image isn't one that you associate with, you know, women who are good at golf or who want to play golf in a serious manner. It's not that image that is conjured up. And as Mia says, that's something that we're trying to reimagine.
But I think that's the wonderful thing about social media is you can literally create the world in which you want to see or you feel you should be there. Like for me, when I first joined social in the golf world, everyone was a professional. And I'm like, wow, I already feel pretty bad about my golf. And now I feel even worse because everyone I know is amazing. And then I play some bad golf and then I go onto a course and I realize, hell, there's quite a lot of bad golfers out there, you know, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
But no one sees it. And now, like, we have an opportunity, in my opinion, where we're all playing together. We're not the best golfers in the world, but we still score well because we play in a format that works for us, that brings us joy, that supports each other when we have our little
Positive
tantrums.
golf. Yeah, many tantrums between us.
Yeah. I think that's what we want to promote, like golf girls to us, or if we could give other golf girls anything, or anybody even just getting into golf, it's just to give it your best shot. Do you know what I mean? But like people seeing our bad shots is actually a good thing because it's human. Like golf is bloody hard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just giving people the courage to go to the range, hit a ball, take it up, stand on a first tee when you're not very good and just give it a go because we're trying.
Yeah,
Do
and you don't, most importantly, I think you don't need to play 18 holes. I mean, for me, that's what I thought you always had to do, and something that, you know, I will do at some point in my career of golf.
We almost got through 18 yesterday.
We almost got, but
Almost
that
got
was
there.
the most number of holes I've ever played consistently. So because I think that's so intimidating. Say you start off playing badly or you start playing well and then it flips the other way. Why can't you just play 9 holes? Why can't you do a scramble? It doesn't need to, you don't need to mark your scorecard every time. And that's something that you promote as well, Mia. It's not about handicap. It's about playing and trying to get better.
Yeah. I never really do handicaps. So people ask me, Mia, what's your handicap? I'm like, let's just go play some golf and see how we do on
You
the
always
day.
do this faces.
I know, like, strokes, now let's both play off the same scratch tips.
I've seen someone ask you, they're like, yeah, but what handicap? And you like do the eyes.
I'm like, let's just play.
What handicap do you want me to be?
Let's just play and see. Let's just play and see. And then
We'll find out.
when it's fantastic, scratch. And then the next day, I'm up 29.
Literally.
You are right though. It's like when I started doing it, there was everyone who was doing a YouTube video in golf was a pro.
Yeah.
Because like you'd seen there's people like Mark Crossfield, Me and My Golf, like the original kind of YouTube golfers, and it was very much you were there to get a lesson.
Okay.
And then it was like you were there to potentially get some club reviews. Then it was like, okay, so now we're starting to play on the course and people are watching it. And now I'd say that you get all that, but a lot of people are just going over to YouTube now for entertainment in golf.
Yeah.
And that was never the thing. 'Cause
But the thing is you could watch our content and not be that into golf and learn about golf. But like, if you've never played golf before, you wouldn't be able to watch a club review. I had to Google what club brands are the best in golf. I had no freaking clue. Yeah. I was like, tailor-made.
By the way, just got that is a new video idea. If someone could write that down, whoever's editing this, if they could jot that down, which are the best golf clubs, that's perfect. But it's right. I mean, when I don't know what you girls have found, but like the first time that we posted, because like when we did the original course vlogs. When you hit a bad shot, I was like, I don't know if I want to release this video.
Yeah, because you feel so vulnerable.
People are gonna people are gonna hate it. People are gonna like tell me I'm such a terrible golfer.
Judge you, yeah.
You're not a pro. You're a fake.
Yeah,
You're not.
Yeah, and
He's
I'm
not.
a good editor. But But now it is literally the best videos are playing really well or playing awful.
Yeah, but do you know what it is?
That's what people want to see. They want to see really good golf or suffering.
None
pain.
of this in the middle.
They want to see people suffer.
But I don't think it's necessarily the enjoyment of people suffering. I think it's just so human. So I remember one of our videos, I just played the worst ever. And I did like 4 or 5 air shots. I mean, they still happen. Yes, they do.
They're practice swings. We've already been over this. They're
I kept doing
practice
so many
swings.
practice
Yeah.
swings. And I remember going home and I was like, oh my God, I'm just humiliated. And I was like, this is the worst ever. But then I actually thought, do you know what? If I can make one other person feel better about themselves, that this does happen, you just, carry on, then, that's you've achieved the goal, really. Because
It's humanising, isn't it? It's like...
and I think that's also why then you get behind people more because you almost see they're suffering a little bit, but then you're really wanting them to do well. Well, I hope so. I hope.
Wanna buzz.
Well, that's actually something that we've seen quite a lot in response from the viewers. Is they're so supportive. Of more often than not, it's not about commenting on the good shots. It's saying, "Don't worry, I've been there. I feel your pain," or whatever.
Don't worry, it wasn't negative yardage. That's what I get. Thank you. I'm reading the comments.
But it's so scary putting out your bad self or literally the rawest version of yourself onto social media.
But then I found that it is good because now that people have seen me at my worst, it almost alleviates some of the pressure. Do you know what I mean? Because you can only go up from there. And also you're never going to play great every time.
No.
Never.
I think when everyone listening or kind of watching this on YouTube, excuse me, I've just got a cough. I'm not getting emotional.
He's getting emotional.
It's I think we're quite lucky that golf actually has quite a supportive, nice network of people kind of watching and engaging with it. Like, I think the conversation we'd be having if we were in like football, say, it'd probably be quite different because there's a lot more negativity kind of surrounding that on social media. Like, golf generally is pretty good. Like, it's pretty good.
I mean, I'm honestly petrified about that video coming out. I played like the worst golf of my life, and I genuinely was like close to crumbling, and I've been kind of beating myself up a little bit about it. Because there's so much pressure, because everyone's like, oh, you go to the range all the time. Oh, you post all the time. I'm like, yeah, I have to post because it's my job. I'm like, it's quite stressful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, do you know what I mean? You put I put myself at that level where people think I should be off scratch, and I'm not.
Yeah, I think you're being overly... You are now turning into a proper golfer where you're just being overly critical of like everything you do.
Exactly.
But think of all the pro golfers. I keep saying this. Think of all the pro golfers that do this as a living, like their career, and they don't make the cut.
Yeah.
Or they go out and they play like really badly one day, and then they could go out and win a major the next. Do you know what I mean? It's like every golfer experiences this.
I just heard from that I'm winning a major next time.
Every golfer listening to this will understand the stage that Mia has got to. Mia's got to the stage where she'll hit a bad shot. She'll be like, oh, that's terrible. Hit a bad shot. Oh, God, this is so annoying. Hit a good shot. She'll be like, oh, why are you doing this all the time? That's the stage that Mia has reached now.
But also, this is something I find so fascinating about golf, and tennis is the same. For those competing, you play week in, week out. Most of the time, you're not winning. You're losing every time. Yeah. So there's such a big aspect of learning to lose, but also taking the positives from it. Because if you play or win the top 10% of your career as a pro, you're a multimillionaire, and that's brilliant.
If you win, it's something like if you win 5% of your tournaments, you are in like literally the top 20 best golfers of all time.
And it's not a game.
Mic drop.
It's not, you don't get to level 100 and complete, because then people would stop playing golf. You're constantly chasing the high that is a good shot or a good score or a good round. That's why we keep going.
I did say this to you yesterday. I was like, I wish golf was just like a video game where I could just upgrade and get like, oh, you've won this, I can unlock that now.
You like buy a new swing.
Yeah.
Yes, I got enough coins.
Buy more credits. Absolutely.
What's the cheat code?
Upgrade.
Yeah, what's the cheat code?
The Sims days of
X, square, triangle, up, down, left. Yes, I've got it.
I mean, you can build your own golf game like that if you want.
Would be the dream.
Next.
No, but what have you guys got coming up soon? Have you got any exciting trips planned, or?
We have got some things planned.
I mean, the dream is to start going on tour. Let's be honest, isn't it? Not on like the professional tours, but I mean,
traveling
and going
Get
to
these
play
golf girls on tour.
Different pockets around the world and doing different collabs that way. That would be the ideal scenario, wouldn't it?
If there's any interesting people out there who want to play with us, let us know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Send a DM to the Golf Girls on Tour Instagram account.
I mean, you've had some really. I know.
Some really great people.
I caught myself.
Hell to the air.
I caught myself, and I couldn't.
I
couldn't reverse halfway through the conversation. So, excluding yesterday, you've had some great guests on your channel so far.
One.
This is the start of
Haven't
our
you done your
collabs.
research?
Oh, stop
So
it.
basically,
Listen,
we told Peter about all the people that are potentially coming on.
we've
So
got
that's
a
what
lot
he's
of
thinking
feedback.
about.
Yeah, so I was basically lied to prior to this. Mia contacted me saying, so she didn't say we're filming with. She said, we filmed with. And I was like, wow.
Did I?
No, I'm just making up. But I'm like, wow, this is pretty impressive.
Catfish.
Yeah, literally catfish me into a course one.
But you know what's really cool for us? Like, some of our first collabs are with two of the biggest golf YouTubers in the whole entire world, and that's you and Rick Shiels.
We are very privileged.
We're so lucky. We're so grateful. You have no idea. Like, that's why I keep buying you treats. Every time I see you, I fucking buy you more treats. I bought him treats for 2 days in a row. He's going to become like a
You are a feeder.
thin cow.
Thin cow.
What is he now?
I'm gonna currently, I'm a fat human, and I'm going to now become a thin cow.
I didn't want to say a fat cow, but
I think
I changed it to thin.
Once you upgrade to a fat cow, you're probably going to die.
This took a U-turn real quick.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Okay. So thanks for that.
Would you like any more treats?
No.
No. So I kind of messed up on the first day because I didn't realise Peter Finch is now on a keto diet.
Yeah, because people keep calling me a thin cow. So I feel that I need to, I need to go see my therapist. Well, it's been great chatting to you girls.
Really good boost of morale.
Yeah.
Wait, we're Positive Golf.
Yeah, you're amazing. You look great.
Oh, I love that for you. Oh my God, I love that for you. Oh my God.
Can I ask, what did you take from the Golf Girls experience yesterday? Yeah. What, like, in terms of...
How is it different or the same?
I had a great time. I've got to be honest, that might be... That's probably the first time in literally years that I might have played with 3 kind of amateurs. Like normally...
I ain't no amateur.
Am I the worst person you've ever played golf with?
I'm a beginner.
I didn't get the promotion.
Definitely not.
The terror in your eyes for saying
not.
yes.
The worst. Oh God. Well, put it in context. This is the worst person I've played with. I qualified. I won a qualifier as an assistant to get into like a national assistance event. And as one of the winners of the qualifiers, you're in the pre-tournament pro-am, and it was sponsored by Powerade at the time. So they had like one of their execs come and play in our group. So it was 3 amateurs and me. And there was 2 amateurs who were decent. And then this guy who was just an executive, like proper, went into the shop beforehand, bought his shoes.
Oh, no.
Hired his clubs kind of thing. So,
I bet they rubbed.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, I can't remember his name now. Let's call him Dan. You know, hi, Dan, have you played much? He said, I only play a few times a year. I'm like, right, okay. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm like, right, okay. So anyway, we all tee off. Pegs it up on the first tee.
Oh no.
Couple of bum shimmies, a couple of waggles. Must have swung this club, I'd say, about 340 miles an hour. But manages to literally just hit the ball enough so it falls off the tee. But that's it. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. He's obviously just a bit nervous.
I feel it.
He's obviously just a bit nervous. It's fine. So
What did the swing look like when you saw the warm-ups?
Just wild. Like you couldn't see it. It went that fast. Like you didn't know. I didn't know what was happening. It was just like a samurai sword flashing around. It was just so tease it back up. Another couple of fresh air swings. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be a long round. Manages to get it off. Must be about 8 shots to get to the green. But then he gets to the green and he holds like a 50-foot putt across the green.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and we're like, wow, this is great. Well, well done, like well done. You know, we'll get better. And then one of the playing partners goes over and said, "So Dan, what was your score on that hole?" He says, 6. And we're like, "Oh no, this is going to be a long round."
He doesn't even know how to score.
Doesn't know, literally not a clue. Put me down for a 6. And like, I was a bit of a weird one because I was marking the scorecard and I was like,
do you put it down or do you put down what he actually...
Well,
What
no,
did he actually score?
oh, it would have been like a 12 or something. But I was like,
Poor Dan.
they're kind of like the sponsor in the event. What do I do? Like, I'm an 18-year-old kid. I'm like, what do I do?
You're doing a tally chart on the back and then what he said on the front.
Like, what if I put this in and he like kicks me out? What if they pulled the sponsorship because he's not happy? How do we get onto this?
I
don't know,
I
but-
said, am I the worst golfer you've ever played with?
No, Dan.
Dan, I'm so sorry.
But, okay, so the question was, what did you think of playing with us? We asked you, actually, we said if you could describe playing with us in a sentence, what was it? And you had quite a good answer yesterday.
What did you say?
I think I said freezing first of all.
That wasn't our fault. That
No,
was
that
a bad
wasn't,
choice
no.
from
Yeah, you need
That
that
was-
heated gilet.
That was my bad. I had a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you said it
You
was
said
like
we was like Shakespeare.
Why?
The sentence was something like...
No, you had
Like a
all of the
Shakespeare-
emotions like a Shakespeare.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a
Yeah.
Shakespearean drama, all the emotions.
And then you thought that he was talking about Shrek.
Yeah.
Me?
No, because he asked me
I don't
what
recall
show
any of this.
No, he said, what show has a donkey in it? So I said Shrek, which makes sense.
Yeah. And then I said, that's one of Shakespeare's originals. And then Mia was like, really?
And then we...
And I was like, yeah.
Maybe
why not?
that sums up.
No,
Yeah.
he says it in such a straight way that I genuinely believe
Try.
anything you say.
Oh, God.
But can we just go back to that for a second? You said you have never played with, well, you haven't played with 3 amateurs in
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, well, normally, like, I
You
very-
hang out with pros.
well, I very rarely play, like, social golf.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going out to play, I'm kind of going out to film. And
Yeah, I
that's
feel
it.
you.
So it's kind of like very rarely playing any
We
social golf
Did go
with many people.
out and film.
Yeah, but like I never normally play in like a 4-ball, so it's
Right.
very rarely. So I did a couple of months ago, but that was it was really good. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah. Do you find, like, I want to ask, like, is it good or bad? Like, stressful or not stressful? Enjoyable or not enjoyable?
Yeah, it was enjoyable, slightly stressful, and
What were you stressed about?
Rewarding.
The cold?
no, I was stressed about you beating me badly.
Really?
You can't
You
give, you
scored-
can't
played
gi-
the
you can't give any
frickin'
content away.
amazing game.
You played the
No.
best golf of your life. I was like rooting for
I
that.
know. I am aware.
I was actually shocked at how good at golf you were.
Oh, for
No, not just like seeing it in the flesh is like something else. You know what I mean? I was just stood there. I was
You
gushing
are
quite a
someone
lot.
else.
I was like,
What was your
"Oh my
longest
God,
drive
you're
again?
So good." 370
I
yards.
Yeah,
said
I mean, that
told
was
my
alright,
boyfriend
yeah.
this last night, and
Me
he went,
too.
and he went, "No, I'm googling," and he was like, "Rory McIlroy's hit it this far. Tiger was hit this far." I was like, "No, I swear to God, it was 370
I did the
yards."
same.
yeah. Admittedly, that was a good drive.
But
All
he
of
didn't.
them.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
all
yeah,
of
like,
them.
he didn't believe me at
Your
all.
one bad drive was where when everyone went on the different fairway. But apart from that, every drive was the best ever.
There was one hole each and every one of us played
Yeah.
on a different hole.
That was
For me,
that
No, but
That
we
is a
were on
different hole.
different. Yeah.
that was something I did learn from playing with you. Though, it was like whenever we go out filming, like we all talk on the tee, hit a shot, so then we'll just kind of like play up, and then we'll meet up on the green.
You what now? No, we go
It's
to
not-
every
I
shot
know.
together.
It's not giving too much away, but I hit a terrible shot off the first hole, and I'm miles away. I'm on another course. I'm so far away, so I'm getting all set up, and then I'm just hear like a little patter of feet, little patter of feet behind. I turn around, it's just you three coming across like, hello. Let's go talk to you about this shot. What are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
you turned around to me at one point and you were like, "Why do you keep coming over? Like you spying?" And I was like, "No, I want some tips. Like talk me through it. I want this to be a lesson. Like tell me how it
And
goes."
we're here to support you and be like, okay, you got this.
The friendliness freaked me out. I'm like,
He kept doing like pieces to camera, really whispering. We're like, "What's he on about? What's he saying?
Get away from me, you crazy
These
psycho."
girls,
No.
these girls won't leave me alone."
I think a lot of it was talking about your newfound negativity of golfer, mate, which was very funny. By the way, that's what I found the funniest. Was like everyone else would hit if they hit like a bad shot. You're like, it's okay. It's so good for you. It's like, I'm happy for you. That's good for you. It's like, it's okay. It's good. You're fantastic. You keep it going. It's brilliant. And then you would hit a slightly dodgy shot. You're like, I want to kill my brain.
Silly girl. So that is my toxic trait on the course. My toxic trait is like, I think I'm too much. Like, you're great. I'm like, Mia, shut up. Stop being annoying. And I can't help it. And I don't know if you guys have a toxic trait on the course. Like someone goes, good effort or great shot when it's a bad shot. But mine is like being too nice when it's a bad shot. It's a really toxic trait.
Oh, I thought it was more about you being negative towards yourself.
Yeah.
No, it's saying if you hit a bad shot, I'm like, great shot.
No, I don't know.
That's fine.
If you say it in that tone, that would be a toxic trait. Yeah, great shot. Well done, you. Like that.
Good for you.
Good for you.
No, I think it's so lovely that you're supportive of us. I think that's what's so nice about playing golf with the three of us, that we are so supportive of each other. And, you know, there are highs and lows in every round, but we pick each other back up.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
definitely do
so
that.
impressed by you guys and all of you. I'm so impressed by each and every one of your golfs.
It was actually disconcerting because, like, normally everyone I play with, if you hit a bad shot, it's like, you're rubbish. You suck.
I think I would cry.
Yeah.
And just not come back.
So it's like, you kind of get used to it. So every time I hit a bad shot, it's like, oh, no, it's okay. You'll be all right. I'm like, what do you mean?
You were almost looking at us as if like
I thought
we
you
were kind of like taking the mick or
Yeah.
like being really patronising, like when we was telling you that it was okay.
Yeah. After it took me a few holes to kind of
We
understand.
could tell.
Like,
you were like, who are these?
it like somewhere in the back of my mind on the third hole, I'm like, they're not joking.
But did you secretly like it?
I got used to it. Like I don't think I'm fully on board with it just
It's
yet.
not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
But we need it.
If you'd
We
like,
need
if
it.
you'd like it us to turn it down for your shots, that's no problem. But we'll keep
We
it
need
going
it.
for ours.
And for anyone who would like to join us and have that hype, we're here for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got good beginner hype vibes.
That's cool. Well, if you do want to check those videos out, there are a couple coming very, very shortly. But I will wrap that up there. Just want to say a huge thank you for coming up, filming. Huge thank you for coming on the podcast as well. If you haven't checked these lovely ladies out on their social media, we'll kind of link it in the description of the video and just pop it up on screen here and in the description of the podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
Drinks padlock.
Thank you for filming with us. Thank you for putting up with us.
Stop with the positivity.
I love it for you.
I love it.
Love that for you.
Love those for you. That's great.
You're
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Cool. Awesome. And as I mentioned, if you haven't checked out the Golf Girls already, we'll leave it in the description and in the description of the podcast, so you can check them out on their social media. Obviously,
They seem very cool.
yeah, they're just
Nice people.
Very,
nice
very,
people.
very nice.
yeah, and like mentioned it as well with Adam and Casper, the whole crew. It's just a really pleasant day.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
Apart from you were cold.
Yeah. You wore shorts on 16 degrees. Well, even like I said to you when
you
I
got a bit bold.
Yeah.
Did you go a bit
I
bold?
mean, even me, I got out of the car and I was like,
oh, Pete.
The problem was the forecast was for 16 degrees.
Yeah, it was hot.
It
It
was the wind chill.
wasn't.
It didn't feel like hot.
It was about
Yeah.
maximum 9 degrees with a wind chill of minus 42.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a long round, long but fun round.
Brilliant.
You're right.
Sorry, I was
You were zoned out there.
completely zoned out. I literally forgot what we were doing here then.
if you right, so I'll fill you in on why this just happened. Right, you may notice a little bit more coughing going on. You may notice a little, bit more sipping of water. Pete's recovery hasn't been great. There has been a little bit of an illness going around in the Finch Golf Media office, and Pete is just at the apex of it. So
I've had it all week. I've just bared it
because you're tougher
with
than
a
us.
stoicness.
That's 'cause
befitting
you're
myself.
proper hard and well northern. That's why.
Yes.
This is my first day seeing you cough and splutter and
Yeah, I think this is the start. Honestly.
Yeah, I've been holding it in, but I feel
I have control over my body.
yeah, I feel fine.
I
just
will
don't-
not be ill. I will myself.
Yeah, I'm just. You're right. I'm just willing myself not to. Fall
At least you've been
sick.
nice and energetic today.
The only time I go to hospital is when I'm dead.
Yeah.
and even then, I don't want to go.
Oh god.
So my mum used to not let us have a day off school unless we were bleeding or we threw up and she saw it happen. Otherwise, go.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. See, this is how I was raised as a northern boy. My mum once ran me over in the car, broke my foot, still took me into school.
What a legend.
And it was at that point I was in the passenger seat. I was like, I literally can't walk here. Like, obviously I was like 6 years old or something like that. So I was like, I can't walk. My voice wasn't deep back then.
Yeah.
Did you have a bid?
Sorry?
Did you have a bid? At that point?
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in high school, I was the guy they sent into the co-op to try and get the beers. Because this is how I looked.
Don't do illegal things, kids.
Yeah.
It was.
I'll still get fruit shoots and
Now they have like challenge 25 now, so it's impossible.
Still would have been fine.
You still get ID'd.
Have you seen that scene in Catch Me If You Can when he walks in and starts giving the French lesson?
Yeah,
That was basically me.
Right, okay.
Good lord. Should we do guess the player?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, back by popular demand.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah.
we've had a couple of weeks off now.
Yeah, a couple of weeks off. Yeah.
Are you going to explain the game?
You ain't got your script, have you?
So
I'll do it.
Oh, buckle up.
I'll do it.
Here we go.
Welcome everybody to Guess the Player. It is back by popular demand. A segment we do here every week here on the podcast, and it's where I pick a player and rattle off facts about this player in varying difficulties. Now we each have a buzzer. Jacob's is.
Get in the hole.
Pete's is. Nick's is.
Cool, blimey.
Excellent. Now, what else was it? We have one life, and let's get into it.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I would give you a 6.5 out of 10.
That wasn't actually that bad, was it?
It was okay, but it was delivered with the tippiness that you were expecting us to break in with things that you've forgotten.
Yeah, like everything had a question mark at the end.
Yeah.
You were like, this is the game?
The game we play?
You were talking like you were from California?
Are you a valley girl?
Right.
Let's do it.
Playing Guess the Player?
Right, let's do it. So
I'm going to go early, just telling you.
Okay.
Mind games. I'm going early.
Do we know the scores, by the way?
yes, the scores are up here. I believe it's 5 to you, 4 to you, and 1 to you.
Come on, Mick.
Pretty sure.
Listen, I've always asserted that I know the least about the game that we follow.
What was the one you got? Was it because actually someone else?
Yeah, because he said it without doing his buzzer.
Yeah, that was it.
But that's not like... It's okay, you carry on, Kieran. Me and Mick are going to have a word about this. Just because you're not good at it in the first...
Oh, I'm still going to try.
18 weeks of doing this podcast, it doesn't mean that you should be putting the research in.
Research? Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of research.
Start in the 40s, work your way up.
Right. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Start in the 40s.
Work your way up. I'm from Hereford.
Have you heard of Bobby Jones? Start from him.
Ellie Golding's from my hometown.
She's not a golfer.
I'm not saying.
Oh, yeah, don't say it.
Don't say it.
Go.
And so's Yoda.
Right.
So
Okay.
is Connor Wickham.
We all right? We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
everyone
start.
play along at home as well.
Yeah,
Let us
comment-
know when
comment.
comment below when you got
Comment
it.
when you got it.
Right. I was born on the 7th of June, 1986. This is quite a hard one this week, I must say. Yeah, it's a hard one.
Okay, I don't think anyone's going to go in for this one.
Okay.
1986.
I turned professional in 2008.
Wow, that's early.
That is early. That's like...
25? 24?
What?
26?
No, younger than that, isn't
86.
Two-
And then,
Let
it
me
feels
work it out. 20.
you were born in...
37.
They're 37.
36.
There's a microphone.
36,
Try
yeah.
your microphone.
14.
I'm moving away to think.
So you almost left the room.
Give it a go. Don't fancy
so
it.
they're 36. 2008.
You hate the
Okay,
podcast, huh?
Okay, got it.
So he was 22.
I told you it's young. Your maths is terrible.
No, I was talking about his age off 86. He turned pro 22.
He's not 86, he's 36. Turned pro 22 in 2008.
No, he's 32 years old.
Moving
Don't know
on.
it's, we don't know it's a he.
It's true.
Or she.
Oh.
Is that you?
I think that was my throw.
Wow.
Is that a guess?
That's not my new buzzer.
I've only been coming. Oh, blimey.
Wow. Okay. Jeez Louise.
Right, okay.
Okay, here we go.
I went to St John's University.
Oh my.
St. John's.
Where is St John's University? Do we get any more information?
No, you don't.
Thanks. I'm presuming this is in the States.
It is in the
dunno.
States, yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesdays?
It's in New York.
Don't know.
New
St.
York.
John's, New York, right? Okay.
Oh,
I don't know what happened. I apologise if you're listening to that and you got the inside of my throat making a weird noise.
Inside of his arse throat. Right. So, right, okay.
all right.
It's the same pattern every week.
Yep.
Okay, he is. Oh,
yes.
Sorry. No, I
it's
gave
a
that away.
he. It's a
Got
he.
you.
To be fair, he's out of practice.
Yeah.
I was one of 6 players to win in my major debut. Now that's a great clue.
That is a cracking clue, that son. I'm sure you're going to love editing out that tapping on the table at the end.
Um,
6 players. Only 6 players have won their major debut. Someone very young who won a major debut.
That should be
yeah, I might risk one. Might risk a life.
God, all right, here we go. Go on then.
No, I'm not going to. Not yet.
Okay. I was the 2011 PGA Rookie of the Year.
University in the US. Rookie of the Year. Won their major debut. This is really tough.
I have had 11 pro wins.
That's where Tommy Fleetwood's out, isn't it?
Ouch.
Yep.
Stings.
Whoa. Why did he have to walk into the firing line
He hasn't won.
on the PGA Tour?
2011. So that.
What was he in 2011?
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
So it must have been around the time that. Well, Rookie of the Year, actually, no. 2011, 36. Major on his first attempt.
Yeah, that's that. I that's where I'm like,
I've got a name, but I don't know.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if this person did win on their first attempt at a major.
The other major debuts are... Actually, no, I won't say that. I'm going to hold that as a later clue. Actually, no, because you guys haven't really got it, so that's fine. The other 5, sorry, if you're wondering. Ben Curtis, Fred Couples, Willie Park Sr., Francis Umant, and Horace Rawlins.
Wow.
So he's in a esteemed field.
I believe Willie Park won the Open.
Senior.
I imagine it is, yeah.
Or junior.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably,
one-
probably literally the first
Junior.
Yeah, it was
Open.
it was the
It's
first
probably-
Open.
First
yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
So anyone would have got that. Yeah.
Anybody.
At Presswick.
At Presswick.
Right.
We actually met. We met Willie's. Who was it? We met
It's great grandson.
great grandson. Yeah,
That's wild.
who's literally like 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fits the portrait.
If you haven't read Tommy's Honour and you want a history of kind of golf in Scotland, that is unreal.
Right, are we going?
Yeah.
My first win was 2011 at the Byron Nelson.
The Byron Nisi.
I've got a name, but I don't know if he's older than 37.
Well, go for it.
36.
We'll go for it.
I don't like it.
Someone's got to go for a name. Or I'm going to embarrass myself.
It's the major winning on your first.
Yeah.
That's
a wild one,
got
isn't
to
it?
be. But I feel like it's not someone who has won multiple majors.
God's sake.
But I've got.
People are going to be screaming.
Oh yeah, of course they will.
Let us know in the comments. Come on.
I'm gonna throw one out there. I don't think it's right. In fact, no, I know it's not right, so I'm not gonna.
Okay,
Come on, next clue.
I'm going to also say I have played in 2 Ryder Cups in 2012 and 2014.
Oh, those are some of my favourite Ryder Cups.
Kaka!
Oh, no.
King and Bradley.
Yeah.
Get in!
Wow.
Get in
If you'd
there!
have left it longer, I would have got there.
He'd have turned 38 by the time he got there.
I was going through my list of players who played in the Ryder Cup.
I couldn't get Webb Simpson out my head.
Webb Simpson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
You're tying. Or are you winning now?
Oh, he's
He was
winning.
winning.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out
You're
from
2 ahead now.
That was very good. Very, very good.
Jacob.
I know. Hey, and you?
No,
Yeah,
that was,
dude. I'm playing 5 tees up from you lot.
It was that one that gave me because that was
2012.
Glenn Eagles, and he was in the match with Jamie Donaldson when he won it.
When he won it.
Yeah.
When he stiffed
Yeah,
it.
so I was thinking,
also-
I got those Ryder Cups. That was the first thing that came to mind. He won the US
PGA,
Open,
no, PGA,
PGA at Olympia Fields, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some good info. You know stuff, huh?
He was also
now and again.
that was when he played Rory on the singles, and he was late. Do you remember?
2012.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
Rory was
In
late.
the singles, Rory was late.
Oh, was that Keegan Bradley?
Yeah, it was Keegan Bradley, and he beat him. As in, like,
But was
Rory beat him.
Was he actually late? Or was he just
No,
running late?
he got there like 4 minutes before the tee time.
running to the tee, and then I'm sure he chipped in on the first.
He did chip in on the first. Yeah.
Do you know that his manager assumed that Rory had set an alarm, and then Rory assumed that his manager would wake him up, and then the clock in the room didn't work, and then the police had to literally
They gave him an escort.
blue light him all the way to the course.
Yeah.
No, I do remember.
Man.
But I just assumed if he turned up late, then he would have been disqualified.
I think he'd have missed his tee time. He'd have to forfeit the match.
I believe in that book, actually, the Miracle at Medina one, they talk about the kind of like, I think it's that one. Yeah, potentially. They talk about the kind of the closest calls for people not making it to their tee times.
Right.
Yeah, and that's
That
one
must
of the.
be. Yeah, that was mad.
Oh.
Jacob's going to now read us
Yeah,
a
we're not
chapter
gonna-
from the book to get us to sleep.
I actually would if I could find the page.
So you should subscribe to our 4th channel, which is going to be Jacob reading chapters from golf books.
Well, talking about subscribes, we are nearly at 10,000 subscribers. I've seen how close we're getting, and it is quite close.
We may be there by now.
9,700 or something like that.
Yeah,
So please share this about.
Yeah, send this to one person and
Yes.
and tell them your favourite thing about the podcast, and then they'll subscribe as well.
To your mate or your best mate or someone you don't like, whoever. Just get us to 10,000.
And then we're going to give a load of stuff
We
away.
can give so much away.
We got clubs, we got bags, we got stuff.
We've got everything.
Yeah, none of which is going to be given away, but that's what we've got. No, some very cool prizes.
We've got
be given away.
a guest slot on the podcast. We've got
It's good.
We've got 36
on the
We've got
podcast.
36 holes with Pete on camera.
Oh, great.
We've got a full bag fitting.
So, before we literally give you the keys to the city, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this community, either on YouTube or listening to us on the audio podcast provider of your choice. If you haven't become a member of our Discord as well, you can do that.
Join the Discord.
And also, if not become a subscriber and a follower on our social media, you can also do so now. I'm just killing a little bit of time. I'm waiting for Jacob to try and hand me over a book with a page on it so I can give you a read.
No, I've randomly just opened up the page and it's gone straight to them talking about Keegan Bradley. Like the first name on the page was Keegan Bradley.
No way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, I'll read you out.
Okay.
See if I've got a job.
Are we
as
just gonna
one sec.
like blend this out?
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. We'll
Keegan Bradley's irrepressible messianic enthusiasm was one thing, but even at the Ryder Cup, no one had even seen anything quite like Bubba Watson's entrance that Friday afternoon. Watson, the flamboyant, happy-go-lucky, Bible-thumping maverick of the US team, had been left out of the morning foursomes. But when he and the US Open champion Webb Simpson went out first in the 4 balls against Paul Lawrie and Peter Hansen,
Hey, big up Peter Hansen. Come on. Big up.
Watson made up for lost time. The crowd went wild as he and Simpson walked over the footbridge from the clubhouse and strode onto the first tee. Watson milked the applause like a housewife outside the back of her farmyard. At best, he could.
It doesn't say that. Does it say that?
No. At best, I'm just.
Exactly.
At best, he could be, but when he stepped up to press his tea-peg into the turf and stood back to address his ball, the crowd, rowdy as they were, obeyed convention and fell silent. Wow. Watson looked up disapprovingly. He moved his hands up and down by his side. The crowd could not quite believe it, but his gestures were unambiguous.
Love that word.
He wanted them to cheer whilst he was hitting his shot. In a sport where an inappropriately timed click of a camera shutter is met with a hard stare or a furious rebuke, and anything but cathedral quiet is frowned upon as a player prepares to play, this was unheard of.
Wow. If that's like the whole book, that's inspiring.
Bro, this book is so good.
Yeah, it's also got pictures.
It's a picture book.
Which is really cool.
And it's got colouring.
It's got pictures. And this is cool.
It's got pictures with it.
Have you read that?
Just now.
Guys,
Bye, everyone.
Whose book is that?
See you later.
See you in a bit.
Bye. See you later.